So this is ACB on the Canadian side on the 9th of November. I was trying to find a bottom bounce on this one, and the first attempt was right here, and I didn't get in on this one because I was still thinking that it possibly could touch $9, and it was definitely oversold based on the RSI, which was a good sign, and the bounce was quite good. I just missed it. What I was taught today was that a 2 minute candle is a great opportunity to watch because as soon as it breaks a new 2 minute candle and holds the last high, that's a good opportunity to get in because it's breaking to new highs on a 2 minute time frame. And that's exactly what happened. It pulled back a little bit, but then continued up from there. And so kind of disappointed that I missed that, but left it. And weed was also pretty weak at this point, so I was thinking it still might come down, which it did. And I was looking for a bottom fish, a double bounce off of 934, which was the previous low right here. So when it came down to that and started bouncing off this level, I was too early buying in, and I got in at 942, and that was right around here. So I should have been waiting until this candle to watch for a higher low form above this level here, and that would have been my entry point, risking off of either 937 or the low of the day 934. Probably should have been 934, so 10-cent risk. But anyways, I closed down this trade when this cracked, and as soon as the low of the day cracked, I was out of it at 9:30. I just closed the trade and waited for the next opportunity. The next opportunity that came up, this setup here, was identical to this trade here. So that was a double bot, or that was the low, the first one. And this is where I started looking at a possible trade off of this. The RSI was at 25, so it was quite low. It's oversold at this point. And my entry was waiting for, on the 2 minute candle, to go just at this level here. So this was 929. I entered my trade at 929 exactly, and I added as soon as this broke. So once this level broke over this candle on here, I got in at 933, and so 932 was the break. I bought at 933. It then ramped up to almost 940, well 937. So it was starting to move. That was a good sign, and it tested this level again, moved up, and so that was a great entry based on what Rick taught me on this one here, and took that away, held it, and was thinking, yeah, I'm going to get a good bounce out of this, and it's going to continue up. And I ended up selling when this broke. So this was the 2 minute candles. I was watching this level here at 935 and thinking to myself, if this cracks, then I'm just going to get out of the trade because it's probably going to downtrend again. Rick talked to me afterwards and said that, I wasn't even down at this point. My average was 931. The low was 932 on this. It didn't even really broke that and then held this 935 level anyways, and this level here was still only 931. And he said what this was creating a higher higher high off of the bottom, and it needed to find a top, and then it needed to find a new bottom, and so that's what it was doing here. And I misread this chart completely. I sold my trade at 932 and again at 931 because I thought that it was going to downtrend from here, and all he was explaining was if my risk was 923, I should be holding it until 923 breaks. The low of the day was the risk I was using, stick with it, and I failed to do that. And it held this level here multiple times, ramped up, and if I continue over, you can see it made let me get my tool here, a higher low, another higher low, and as soon as this trend cracked, anyways, there's my trend line that I had on my chart at the time. As soon as this cracked, it just took off, and I misread this. If I was watching the stepper levels on the 2-minute and respecting my risk, I would be in the money at this point. And here it is. It's all the way up. So that would have been a 50 cent. Well, not quite. Maybe 30 cents, I guess it was, based on what I've got there. But yeah, it would have been a good trade. Risk 10 cents to make 30. That 3-to-1. That was more than I could have hoped for. And even when it dropped down to this level, it was still holding here. So that was, hindsight obviously is 2020, but that was still holding this level. It was still uptrending, especially based on this trend line that I had here. Zoom out. Here's my trend line. So that was actually bouncing right off of the support on upper trend. And I'm currently in short at 967 because of the line on the daily 15-minute. I put this on and created this line, and it bounced off of this multiple times, as you can see from the top at 1060. Yesterday it never broke this, and today it's bouncing off of here. So I figured I'd try a short there and risk the high of day, low risk trade, and see where that ends up at the end of the day. Everything's bearish at this point, so might as well give it a shot.